Would you rather buy modern or vintage? Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Matt's Collectibles and Cards. I'm your host, Matt, and today we're going to talk about the difference between vintage baseball cards and modern baseball cards. We're also going to talk about PSA, temporarily pausing a lot of their lower tier submission levels and limiting you to now the lowest tier, I believe, is going to be $80, but we'll get into that in a little bit. First, I want to start out my favorite part of any and every video. We're going to talk about some of the pickups from the weekend. I was at the cardboard promotions out there in Mansfield this weekend at the Envision Hotel. First pickup of the weekend, we got a 1935 Lefty Grove in an SGC 2.5. Picked this up off my buddy Matt from Providence. Shout out to him and Jake from Wax Pack Wisdom. They gave me a lovely shout out on their most recent video of the hit list, and that is greatly appreciated, gentlemen. Shout out to you guys. I picked up this card over the weekend. I've really just lately on the vintage side of things, other than my Clemente chasing, I've been trying to get into the vintage Red Sox cards a little bit. There's some names that I wanted to hunt down, and Lefty was one of the big ones, so wanted to get that one for the collection. And then I also picked up, because he's just so electric, I picked up a 2024 Bowman Draft Peyton Tolley green refractor auto, numbered to 99 in a PSA 9. I cannot remember who the guy was I picked this up from, but shout out to him. I really appreciate it. This is a sweet card. I'm hoping he has a great rest of the season, and we can expect that card to go up a little bit. Also looking to get into some Connolly early. He got another one last night. I'm really loving him. Hopefully going to pick up one of his cards soon. So guys, that's kind of the theme of today's video, though. Cards just like this, a vintage card and a modern card. What would be sort of what you would get into if you bought one of these at a show, depending on how much you're spending, what you can expect to happen with a card like one of these in the next couple months. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about PSA and the shutdown, as I mentioned earlier. It's crazy times, guys. It's, the card market's so hot that they're 10 million backlogged, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But guys, vintage versus modern, right? So when you're really thinking about it, at any given show, these are kind of the two theories of baseball cards, right? You got stuff that I would say pre-1980 and then stuff post-2000, 2010. That's really where the money is. It's where you see guys filling up their cases full. Don't get me wrong. There's some junk wax guys out there. I mean, there's some guys who are only hunting junk wax. Shout out to them. But yeah, this is where your real money makers are. And when I say money makers, again, just a quick reminder, I am a guy who contradicts every single thing he says. This is not a financial channel. This is not business advice. This is definitely not sound advice. Everything you hear on this channel is my own personal experiences and opinions. Thank you. All right, but first, let's talk about the vintage. All right, before we get into the PSA stuff. So vintage to me, when you talk about any sort of pre-1980s card, is really, that's kind of your S&Ps, right? If you're going to compare this to any sort of market, it's kind of like the S&Ps in the financial world. It's just your safe, reliable thing, as opposed to a modern card, right? Because obviously the thing with a modern card is, Peyton Tolley's a perfect example. He's a young guy. He's just getting into the league. His career could go 100 different ways. I mean, knock on wood, he could, be done this season, or it could be 20 years from now. Who knows? But Lefty Grove, we all know the career he had. His career is long done. He's retired, dead, rest in peace. But yeah, guys, when you're talking about vintage, I really can't stress enough how stable of a thing it is. Like, if you're going to get into a vintage card, understand that there's probably not going to be a quick flip, right? I mean, sure, you can run into a great deal here or there, but more times than not, you're going to pay about what the card's worth, and you're going to hold on to it for a long time. And hopefully you just see a slow, steady increase, and you made a right decision. As opposed to something that's a lot more volatile of a market with a young player. Because the other thing about a modern card, right, is how much do people like the card itself? Where an older card relies heavily on the grading and the amount of copies in the grade. These kind of almost do that in a different way, where the card's rarer, or the auto grade might be a lower pop, or the card itself, the print might be weird, so it might just be a tough gem rate. Not to say that that can't happen with some of these, but the market seems to be a lot more volatile with this, week to week, month to month. That being said, because it is more volatile, sometimes, you see spikes that, can make you a little bit of money quicker. But yeah, that's just kind of, that's your real basic dipping your toes into the card market. What's the difference between a vintage card and a modern card? Also, obviously, everybody probably picked up on this. Yes, they are both lefties, and they are both members of the Red Sox. A little biased. Sorry. Not sorry. All right. The other thing I want to talk about, I'll bring this back just for the label, PSA. They are taking out value and bulk for the next 4 months, is what I'm hearing. I mean, I just sent in a submission, so I can't tell you how lucky I feel. I just sent in, actually, I could pull it up right now. I just sent in a bulk order of 5, and I think I sent in
another order of 4 autos. But you can't talk about lucky. I didn't know they were going to be doing this. I just happened to want to send some cards in because it's been
taking a while, and I wanted to get my next order in back before Christmas. So yeah, I got it right here. I did an 8-card value duel. I did a value bulk, which I guess as of Monday you won't be able to do. And then, yeah, that was it. Just the two orders this time. But guys, it's crazy times we're living in. Everyone's saying that now, because it's going to be $80 to grade a card, they're not going to send in anything that's not worth over a couple $100. To me, what that screams is, okay, well, are there not going to be a ton of PSA 10s of just base rookies? It kind of makes you rethink that whole theory on base cards, right? Well, what are the pops going to be? Are people going to just start grading? Are they going to be higher in Beckett and SGC because people are going to be switching over to those companies during this time? And it's an interesting thought. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. What do you think? Are you guys still going to be grading with PSA throughout this? Are you guys going to go with Beckett or SGC? Personally, I don't think it changes much. Obviously, I don't send in an order of cards until I have a decent quantity in my hand of raw cards. And having just sent in an order last week, I don't see myself doing one in the next 4 months. I'm also waiting on a couple orders. So that's the other part of this, where I'm like, this is fine for this to happen right now. I have cards that I sent in 2 weeks before Christmas, and I still haven't gotten them back. They're in the final stages of grading. I'm expecting them back in the next few weeks. But think about that. And that was before the increase. Again, I kind of hit it right before an increase, so I probably waited that full amount of time that they had bumped it up to, but figure it's almost 6 months now I've been waiting on it. And that order was for 7 cards that I did bulk and 4 that was dual, I believe. I have that receipt too. Let's check that one. Yeah, so it's looking like that was 7 cards, and then it was a 7-card value bulk and a 4-card value duel. And look, guys, I'm not upset that it's taken so long to come back. It is what it is. The hobby is so popular right now, you have to expect these longer wait times on some of these things. So if this sort of thing means that I get these orders back quicker, I'm really not going to be that mad about it, right? It's going to be a little bit of a disruption in the flow of the cards coming in and out of grading, but it's going to create an interesting sort of conversation on, all right, well, what's next? Is it time to switch over to Beckett and get ahead of it? Or is it time to be, is SGC prices going to start going like this? I'm interested to see. Guys, this is a quick video, but I really just wanted to touch on those two quick things. I appreciate all the support on the channel since we started. It's been unbelievable. You guys are just so unbelievably supportive with between the subscribers, the likes on the videos, just the views themselves. I mean, for the first introduction video to already have over 100 views is insane to me. I don't think I know 100 people. So what do you mean 100 people watch my video? You guys are the best. Thank you again for the support. And yeah, make sure you like part 2 if you want to see a football video. Peace, guys. Woo, 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 woo.